a lot of YouTube RV channels show you the real glamorous side of RV life. Everything looks great and perfect, but real RV travel's not that way.
If you would like to know some of the things that happen when you're traveling full-time, or even when you travel, because you can't guess what's going to happen when you travel. It's always an adventure.
Yeah, a while back we did a journey from southern Arizona up to Crater Lake, Oregon, and we'd like to share that with you. And it kind of has all of these things in it, from everything on how to plan for a long journey to our refrigerator actually failed.
Yeah.
And so how we had to deal with that on the road and do an on-the-road fix of that.
What we do for cooking and when we're traveling. And laundry is another thing.
Laundry is something you got to think about if you're gone for a few months or something. You're going to have to get those clothes clean. But also in this, we have some dry camping experiences, and we actually had to deal with snow.
Yeah. And how to deal with bugs.
That's true. We had a spider
Invasion.
incident. Two different perspectives, invasion and incident. We can guess who was bothered by the spider. Anyway, sit down, grab your favorite beverage, and enjoy the journey. For the past 4 months, we've been in southern Arizona volunteering for the Arizona State Parks in desert conditions. And for some reason, we decided we enjoy this work camping, so let's go to Oregon. We've not been to Oregon hardly ever at all. We've never camped there. And so we're going to Crater Lake for 5 months. And, well, what did I just figure out, Michelle?
There is 9 feet of snow on the ground. Still. So we're leaving Arizona warm desert conditions and heading into 9 feet of snow. Good thing we have snow equipment still.
Right. If you didn't know, we're actually Michigan natives, originally from Michigan. So we did decide, even though the idea was to chase 75 degrees,
right,
we thought we might need snow gear, but we hoped we didn't.
Well, we'll see what's there when we get there. Maybe it'll all melt.
But now, Michelle, I think we can probably put on our warm weather gear and finish packing up and getting ready to go.
Yeah. I think we gotta go.
Today's moving day, and it's been about 4 months since we've taken Gemini or Airstream anywhere. We've been at Kartchner Caverns, and it's been a great experience being here. We're on our way. We're going to make our way north, eventually to Oregon for the summer, where we found out that there's 9 feet of snow where we're going. So it's pretty interesting. We're going to be leaving these nice warm conditions for that, but it is a little trepidatious getting everything ready for travel today, and when we haven't traveled in a long time. What are you up to?
Packing up the inside. We're gonna move for the first time in 4 months, and I'm trying to remember what all I have to do.
So I'm kind of nervous about leaving. I mean, driving, I guess, towing, because it's been, like you said, 4 months.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
I'm nervous. I'm nervous too, but it's a short day. I think that was smart to just go short ways so that we can kind of get it back into our rhythm, But also, you always say when you get going, you're like, oh, yeah, this is like riding a bicycle. I'm just get back on. So we just have to get back on.
We're going to try to do a really good flush of the black and gray tanks since we've been here so long. The black tank, I actually never have any problem with the sensors on the black tank. They were really good because we have that flush valve, the Airstream does, to keep everything cleaned out, and I do a backfill and all and clean that. It's the gray tank that's always the issue because I can't really flush it out the same. So we're going to try a couple different things. I'm going to use some pine cleanser in the gray tank. I'm going to put pretty much a whole bottle down before we travel with a little bit of water and kind of let that slosh around, and hopefully that'll start to dissolve any kind of the soap, scum, or anything that's been left in there. Michelle's reporting that the drain too, the kitchen sink drain, is starting to smell a little bit. If that doesn't seem to fix that, because I'll pour most of it down that drain, so it'll help sterilize that, try to keep some in that trap as we travel. If it doesn't fix that, I may actually pull the trap apart and clean that. If you've never pulled a trap out of a sink, just be warned, it is gross. It is disgusting. It doesn't matter what sink it is, if it's a bathroom sink or a kitchen sink, the greases, the soaps, and just the bacteria that all gather there get pretty darn foul. And of course, because it's been so long since we've towed, checklist, very, very important. And I'm going to go through the checklist and make sure all the things we need to do before we leave are checked off and, in fact, even double checked. And then, of course, with torque wrenches, you always relieve the pressure off of them before you put them into storage. I think we have it now.
It's gonna just miss the passenger. Let's try it.
It's far enough in the hook.
That's it.
Pull the parking brake on, and then I can connect all the stuff back there. That checklist is so important. It's one of those things that if you forget it, I forgot before, and I started to raise the trailer, and the stabilizers are still down. And you can tear out the floor, do all kinds of damage. So it's critical that you have a checklist of some type to make sure you know what you're doing, especially if you park for a long amount of time.
Our epic journey unfolds from southern Arizona to snowy Crater Lake. Today, we embark on our first stop, Roper Lake State Park.
This is going to be my first time backing up in a long time, like 4 months. Make sure the parking brake is off. Got our sight scoped out. Wait till you see how pretty this is. This is amazing.
Let's look at it there. I think that looks good. Let me walk around it.
We're off level, 1/4 to 1/2 inch driver's side low. I don't think we need to do anything for that,
Okay.
for that side.
Yeah, that's pretty minimal.
Yeah, it says 1/2 inch driver's side low. So then, just like when we left, I'm going to need to double check my checklist because it's been so long since we've set up. 4 months. That's a long time in one place. Have you guys ever been that long in any one place? That's the longest we've ever been. Now, we'll be 2 nights here. Before we go, we're going to be doing some dry camping for a few nights. We're going to test out our new lithium batteries, the WattCycle batteries, and we'll see how those are going to do for us in a total dry camping situation. And we're going to meet up with some friends there too. But let's get ourselves set up here for now. You know, I've really been struggling trying to find a good camp table. We had one that was okay, and then it actually disintegrated. It died. It was aluminum like this one, but the top was all held together with little elastic bands. And if you're like me and you cook it all, those bands kind of wear out. So I spent a long time looking for another table, and I came across this one. And this just seems so easy to set up and so easy to use. These all snap. These little guides to make sure it fits all right. And these legs are adjustable for height. I've had to quite a few times use blocks, the Lego blocks, under our table that I set up the Blackstone on because it's unlevel. So these have just these really simple leveling legs. So let's set this up right here because we're going to be cooking some steaks tonight. Let me get the top and I'll show you what I mean about this. So many other tops have, like I said, those elastic bands. This is almost like a bicycle chain, how this goes through, and these all hinge together. Super easy to set up. Watch this. There's loops right here that go right over those three supports. Like that. And this side has these snaps, and they just snap right down. That's it. It's stable. We're done. And there's a net that we can hang underneath this as well to support some of our grill tools or different things. And to make our cooking even more convenient, I've converted the Blackstone to run off of the Quick Connect LP hookup on the Airstream.
It's in the air, you feel that, it's bringing back images.
Today is a travel day and it's incredibly windy today too. We spent a couple nights here at Roper State Park and it's been really nice. It's a beautiful park, but this was just kind of a quick stopover for us just to get used to travel again after that 4 months of not traveling. And then we're going from here to some BLM land. And the really good thing about this, the dry camping, is we're going to get to try out our new WattCycle lithium batteries. This is going to be the first real test. We did a couple dry tests when we were at Kartchner. I just wanted to make sure that they really did work. So we shut off the breaker, the 50 amp breaker that was supplying us power, and it did. We were able to go for a couple of days. So this will be the longest. We're going to be three nights at Lewis Canyon, and we'll see what that's like. Now, we're going up quite a bit in today's travels. We're going to be changing elevation, and I've checked the weather. It's kind of near Show Low, Arizona, and it's considerably cooler than here. We're going to get down into the 30s, the upper 30s at night. So it'll be good. We'll be able to use our furnace and stay warm. And anyway, so a little trepidation today on the travel because of the wind and the elevation change. It's really going to be a good trial for our F-150 with the Maxtow package and see how it does going up that elevation that we're going to go today. It's going to be actually the steepest elevation that we've ever driven since we've had this combination of our 28-foot Airstream and our half-ton pickup. We've been using these chain socks from Rich and Cindy at Love Subbin', and they've been great. And being in Arizona, you know, we're always a possibility of fire, and hopefully this is showing up in the video. I think these have really done their job. It looks to me like we've scraped them up just a little bit. So thanks, Rich and Cindy, for the chain socks, keeping our chain safe and keeping the Arizona landscaping safe too.
Oh, mercy me, oh, mercy mine. knees, I got my arms stretched to the sky. Trouble to the left of me, sorrow to the right. Can you hear me, Lord, and can you lead me to the light? I lift my voice, I call your name, as I toil down in this valley of strife and pain. I've been over backwards, paid it all forwards, don't have a dime to my name, and my debt to you could never be repaid. When the heat wave starts to break and the ice and snow melts away, when the tears we've cried have all run dry and we find the rainbow's end, we'll be walking in the sunshine with him.
Oh yeah, those are hot. We've come down quite a mountain and we're stopped at the Salt River, and there's a Salt River rest stop right here. We kind of had to pull off.
Yeah, thank goodness there's a rest area. There's switchbacks, and we down, and the what was it? The
Brakes.
Well, what did the
Oh, the truck said
Oh, yeah.
cruise control not available, because I'll let the brains in the truck actually control some of our descent. It'll downshift. We were in second gear most of the time coming down, but then it said, right, we decided to pull off on the rest stop, it said cruise unavailable, brakes need to cool down.
Yeah,
And they're pretty
I
hot.
got out and you could smell them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're hanging out for a minute and looking at the beautiful view and letting it cool off a little,
Yeah.
because we are not through it. We've got a lot of the switchback left.
Yeah. I think it's going to be uphill from here, not downhill. So we probably won't have as much braking issue, but probably a little gas mileage issue,
Yeah,
maybe.
but the truck's doing great. So far, so good.
Hey highway, what do you say if we took some time and wandered down your wide lines? Hey highway, you know I can't stay, and the leaving ain't as hard as staying gone. Hey highway, hey horizon, I'm keeping my eyes on you and what you promised that you're holding.
Want to explain what you're doing here?
I am actually using the manual shift mode in the truck. So I'm actually shifting gears to control our descent, to help keep the brakes a little cooler, instead of relying on the cruise control to control the braking and the shifting. I'm actually manually shifting the truck and controlling our descent a little more.
Now, do all trucks have that option?
I believe most modern trucks are going to have some type of a manual override on it. I know this does. Our Ford does have the max tow package, and so it does have the larger brakes and everything with it. But the transmission is geared for towing. But having the manual overriding really helps. But very much keeping an eye on all my gauges as far as oil pressure and temperature and everything.
And how does it seem like it's doing?
It's doing great. Our transmission is not overheating at all, so it's running great. Our oil pressure is good. Engine temperature is good. And I made sure that we filled up with gas before we left, so we have plenty of fuel. But, so it's working out really good. But yeah, with that 10-speed transmission, I can either manually shift or I can lock out some of the higher gears and help bring that shifting down. But right now I'm in full manual mode, keeping the brakes as cool as possible.
It's a great feature.
Yeah.
We love our truck.
Hey
weather service forecast for the White Mountains, including the cities of Show Low, Greer, and Pinetop. Today, cooler, mostly cloudy, a chance of thunderstorms and snow showers.
Snow.
Snow accumulation up to 1 inch. Snow level 7,500 feet. Highs around 40
Reading
degrees.
books and sipping coffee. I forgot how much I love getting lost in words. Well, it took us a while to get here. Took the world falling apart. But maybe we needed to take a step back to remember how lucky we are. It's like time.
So you think about snow?
We're not supposed to be where there's snow.
Against our will, we're finally sitting still and savoring the days before they're gone. I wonder how it took us this long.
I guess the NOAA weather was true to their word. There's a little bit of snow happening out there. You know, we left Michigan so we didn't have to deal with this kind of thing.
Against our will, we're finally sitting still and savoring the days before they're gone. I wonder how it took us this long. This long.
We're at Lewis Canyon and we're dry camping for 3 nights here. And that's part of what we're assessing is how good are those WattCycle batteries that we installed in the Airstream. What we're hoping is that this can get us through 3 nights of dry camping like this. And this is going to be critical on our route that we're going from southern Arizona all the way up to Oregon to Crater Lake. The way I've routed us, every other stop, we're going to be dry camping. So the stops in between, we'll be able to plug in and recharge our lithium batteries. But the ones in between, we're going to be dry camping. And again, one of the main reasons we're doing that is to save money. You know, campgrounds have gotten fairly expensive, but this is our first big test for these WattCycle batteries. And I just checked the app on basically 1 night. So we've been here about not quite 24 hours since we've gotten here. Our batteries are at about 60%. I've run the inverter once, and basically that was to charge up the laptop. I had to finish editing a video and get it all set. There is no good cell signal here whatsoever, so I won't be able to upload anything from here. We don't have Starlink or anything like that. Everything we're doing, in fact, we've given up on the T-Mobile router. I turned it back into T-Mobile when we were in Arizona. The 2 towers that we were close to were both down, and they could give us no time frame when it was going to be up. And I couldn't pause the service, so I just canceled it, knowing that Starlink is in our future. So we've been hotspotting off our AT&T phones, and that's been working. Kind of old school way to do this. But I am getting a little concerned that we're going to be able to make the full time here with these 2 lithium batteries. It may be a little bit undersized because we've got no real way to charge them here. We don't have any solar on the rig and we don't have a generator. So we're relying solely on the stored energy in those lithium cells. So it's a reminder and a wake-up call to check everything before you go on a trip. I thought I had everything detailed before we left Karchner for this long journey. We're on the way all the way up to Crater Lake. One thing I never did check was to make sure that the LP on our fridge was working, because every other one of our stops on this route is boondocking, is dry camping, just like we're doing here. And for some reason, every now and then this is shutting off, and I've just got to really keep my eye on this to make sure that the LP is staying lit and keeping the fridge cool. We noticed at first the fridge was actually at 52 degrees, and that shook us up quite a bit. And I went out and took it apart. I can't see anything wrong with it, but there's got to be either some cobwebs or a bit of dust or something going on in there. If you know anything about the LP on these kind of fridges, that's really not in my current wheelhouse of stuff that I know a lot about, hey, leave me a comment, because I really am looking for some advice to make sure that this stays going, because keeping frozen food and our food cold in the fridge is pretty critical for us. I just checked our batteries. We've been here 2 nights now, and at this boondocking site that we're at, and we've got 1 more night to go, and one of the batteries is at 24% power about, and the other one is about at 18. It got cold here, pretty unanticipated cold. In fact, it was down, what was it, Michelle? It was down to what, 30. In the 30s? Mm-hmm. Yeah, in the 30s last night. So the furnace has been running a lot, and that blower takes a lot of power. I'm pretty convinced that if we didn't have to have the furnace going, we'd be just fine 1 more night. But I'm concerned enough. There's a couple other people here on the BLM land, and a couple of them said they have a generator we could borrow. So I'm going to go borrow a generator for a little bit, just bring the batteries up a little bit for a couple of hours, and just to be absolutely sure. Actually, for you, I'd be happy to run the batteries all the way to 0 to see how well these WattCycle lithium batteries do. But the issue is tomorrow's a travel day, and it's a pretty critical travel day for us. We're traveling from here to Winslow, Arizona. I hear there's a corner there to look at, but it's a critical travel day that we have to make, and we're on a schedule in order for us to get up to Crater Lake, where there's 9 feet of snow, in the time we're supposed to be there. So I want to make sure the jack works. That's a critical item to make sure we can hook up and head out tomorrow. So I'm going to borrow that generator and get our batteries up just a little bit, just to be certain we're safe.
I call to the mountain, sitting across the bay. Morning comes always steadier than yesterday. I take stillness as a sign to write a song about things we've done and the things still to come.
Well, I think it's time for us to head out from this spot, and especially we're going to try to leave a little bit early. Well, it's time for us to pack up and move out to our next site, which we're going to have electric hookup, which is a good thing because our fridge has stopped working on propane. Oh, that was the issue. I had mentioned that earlier, that for some reason, it just isn't staying ignited, and now it's going, and I can hear it. I can hear the tick start where it starts to ignite, and then a poof sound near where the flame is, and then it goes out, and then it'll poof again. So it's trying to ignite. There's something going on that's keeping that from happening. So we've just made the determination we're just going to head out. We're about 2 hours from the campground where we're going. Hopefully they'll let us in early and we can plug in, get the fridge cool, and then I can actually start troubleshooting and assess it from that location.
I call to the mountain, sitting across the bay. Morning comes always steadier than yesterday. I'll take stillness as a sign to write a song about things we've done and the things still to come.
I do want to show you something right here that might be a genius idea, and one of the other campers here had this idea. And Tom, if you're watching this, thank you so much, because you actually gave me this idea. So if we ever have the situation again where this doesn't fire, let's open it up and look in here. As you can see, the fridge is plugged into a circuit, and it's actually a GFCI circuit. So I might be able to run a second AC outlet in here from the inverter line, or change this one from the GFCI to the inverter. Then if we ever have this situation again, I can fire up the inverter, especially with the new WattCycle lithium batteries, and run the fridge via the inverter. So it'll be running on 110 power. I think it draws about 40 amps. So it's a bit of a heavy drain for it to run all the time, but that would get us through in an emergency. So I'm considering that pretty seriously. Let me know. What do you think of that? Getting set to hook. Let me trim this a little bit. There we go. We're getting set to head on out to, I was having a problem pronouncing it, Hamallaby State Park in Arizona, Winslow, Arizona. Michelle's grabbing the radios right now.
Sorry. I'm like, oh, it'd be easier to walk around and give it to him.
Radio check.
Go again.
Radio check.
Yes, don't back up. Okay, clear.
Get it? Alright. Oh, merciful radio energy. When I call, will you call back to me? Oh, merciful radio energy. Won't you hear my
That looks
call?
perfect. Okay, that should be it.
See me in the colorful light. Even when it comes, I'll be fading in time. Oh, leading one frame at a time. Gotta hold the lead to win if you get it. Oh, merciful radio energy. When I call, will you call back to me? Oh, merciful radio energy. Now we'll find my way back home again.
This truly is a gorgeous park. It is, I believe, run by the Bureau of Land Management, so it's National Park Service land. This is a group campsite, and it's crazy. You can reserve this entire group campground for $40. $40. Now, again, it is dry camping, so there's no hookups here whatsoever. You are out in the wilderness. There's no cell service to speak of here at all. But what a gorgeous thing. Oh, and if you have the America the Beautiful Pass, it's half price, $20 a day. You could fit 30, 50 campers in here probably if you're creative, and some tents as well. Quite a nice campground and place to be. We've arrived at Hamallaby and used the dump station, and Michelle is doing the thing that Michelle does. She's talking. Here she comes.
Hi.
Hi. New friends.
I met a new friend, Juanita and Nova.
Which is which?
She said we do have to go to the visitor center. We shouldn't just go to the site because sometimes some things are working on the site, so
Okay.
it may change. So we should have gone straight.
Okay.
So we have to go back out and turn left, and then go. She showed me the picture of the building.
Okay. All right.
So
Well, I'll get myself buckled up and we'll go.
okay.
Holy smokes. How dangerously warm is our fridge?
It was up. You can go see what it says. 54, I think.
All right, 60 is 52, it says. So 60s are danger.
Yeah. So it's fine. So it's already come down to?
Yeah.
It's good.
It's a beautiful morning here at Homology State Park in Winslow, Arizona. And on our trip, I had booked us here initially so that we could take today and do some catch-up stuff. I knew we do a little bit of laundry and things, and obviously go downtown Winslow to stand on the corner, but maybe even go to Petrified Forest a little bit and see that. But tomorrow we're leaving. We're going to be boondocking a lot, dry camping a lot, and having that fridge be able to run on propane is critical. Did some research last night. I think I have a plan to get this thing fixed. So we are going to basically open up the burner area and we're going to clean it. We're plugged in here at Homology, and so we're not having to use the burner right now, but it gives me a chance to test it out. Oh, another thing that went wrong somewhere along the way is we got here, I checked our propane levels with the Mopica sensors, and they both read 0 and totally empty, yet we were cooking on the stove. So something went wrong with the Mopica sensors. This morning when I checked them, the one tank that is full is reading 100%, the other one is reading 1%. So I don't know what's up. So we're gonna have to check that as well. But part of what we're gonna do while we're here in Winslow is we have to do laundry, and we've gotta get some propane, and we've gotta get some groceries. All these things are very, very critical in this stop right here. Again, on our way where there's 9 feet of snow at Crater Lake, Oregon. I've taken off the shroud and it says that my curbside, this side, is low, but yet my indicator says there's still pressure in it. It's not, it's low, but it's not empty. So I think what I'm going to do, oh, the wind, is I'll switch to the other tank and we'll pull this one off, and we've got to get it filled anyway. Well, now look what's going on. I just checked the sensors and now it says that the roadside one is empty, yet it's full, and the curbside one has 32%. So there's something going on with these sensors. Have you had any issues with those Mopica Pro sensors? They're a little persnickety, I found, in how they get positioned on the tank. You got to make sure that's exactly right. This seems to be the first time we've had any kind of an issue where it looks like they're failing. Let us know in the comments below if you have the Mopica Pro sensors and how they're working for you. I'd really like to know. So I don't know, I just pulled off that curbside one and looked at the positioning, and it looks fine to me. So again, let me know in the comments below if you guys have had any issues with these at all. So I have an idea, and that's that these sensors, they want you to put silicone grease, plumber's grease on the bottom, and it helps to make sure that they adhere really, really well. Well, the last time I did this, where I moved these around, make sure they're all in position, I grabbed dielectric grease, which is almost the same thing. It's still a silicone-based grease, but the viscosity, it's a lot thicker. So we're talking about, instead of the thickness of honey, we've gone to the thickness of peanut butter, basically, but both a clear silicone-based product. So I'm gonna clean this off, both off the sensor and off the bottom of the tank, and I'm gonna use some isopropyl alcohol to do that. And then I've got some silicone grease. I do carry this with me because this is pretty darn handy stuff to have. And we'll reapply and re-put this on, and we'll see if that fixes the issue. After changing that out to the silicone grease, I just checked the signal, and we'll check it out. Now this is showing 22%, and I would say that's about right, the way the tank feels. And the one that's full is showing empty. So it's gotta have something to do with that grease and a little bit of dirt and grime. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull off that other tank. I'll shut it down and clean off and reposition that Mopica Pro sensor, and hopefully that'll take care of this issue. And just like that, it seems to have solved the issue. Moral of the story is, use the recommended product. There's a reason they recommend these things, and don't make my mistake and use a different type of grease to secure that on there. And it just takes a minimal amount, I believe, because it's just enough just to make sure that those stay really tight, almost like it's suctioning that rubber onto the bottom of that tank to get a nice, strong signal. Now, I've got to look up to see if there's a place I can get propane in Winslow. So here's our fridge. Now let's get these screws out of here so we can get this cover off. This removes this plate. We're just going to set it aside. Now I need to remove this, which protects the flame. So here's where I kind of got stymied before, because I need to remove this housing right here, but yet it seems to be attached somewhere else. So we're going to do some experimenting and try to get this out of here. And I think what I might have to do is take off this secondary housing in order to get that out of there. So let's work on that. We're going to set this aside for now, down here. And let's see if we can get this other housing off of there. It's just 2 Phillips screws that are holding this on. I'm going to bring the camera out so you can see this. There we go. There's one. The other one is up kind of high. And there's the second screw right there. Set those aside. Now let's see if this comes out of there. There, it's just lifted up and slid out of there. Let's see if now I can get this thing out of here with some difficulty. And yeah, look you can see, if you can see this or not, there's some white flakies in here. Something's going on. So pretty much I think what we're going to do is look at blowing this out. I'm going to get the air compressor out, and we're just going to blow this out and clean it out and see what that does for us. Now that we have this blown out, let's see what happens when we try to start this again with the LP flame. See if it lights and if it keeps going. We might have to adjust our gap a little bit. There was a white residue in there, and I believe that's from that galvanized steel heating up a bit and going down. There is no yellow residue, which is good, because that would indicate that we have a leak in our not refrigerant, but ammonia for the absorption fridge, the ammonia and the other stuff that's in there. So there's no leaks, everything looks good, and as I say, it runs perfectly fine on AC power. But let's get Michelle to flip the switch on the fridge. We're going to ignite this and we'll see what happens. All right, Michelle, I think we're ready. Can you flip the switch on the fridge to LP?
Sure, I can do that.
Thanks. All right, go ahead and flip that switch.
Okay.
Well, that lit right up and burned beautifully. The flame looked great. I think that's it. I think it was just so simple that it needed to be cleaned. It was just a little bit dirty. So it's a lesson for all of us when we're going to go on a trip, double check everything. I may need to add more of a long-term check for things on our checklist, things to look at if we park for quite a while, just to make sure that everything works. I'm gonna have to remember to check this before we leave Crater Lake, because again, when we're there, we're gonna be plugged into electricity, so there's gonna be time that we aren't using the propane for the fridge. I'm really glad this turned out to be that simple of an issue to fix. We made it. We're standing on the corner in Winslow, Arizona.
It's such a fine sight to see. Have you ever seen chips like this? Oh my gosh, they're so cool. I'm definitely going to try them.
Look at that, deep fried pickles in these seams with little chips, like Michelle got. Amazing. So, oh my Lord, it's a flatbed Ford, and we're gonna put a sticker. That doesn't rhyme. Does that matter? Do you care if it rhymes? Sticker. I gotta rhyme with sticker. I can't rhyme with sticker. Oh my Lord, it's a flatbed Ford, and there'll be a sticker that you could afford if you order one from our shop. All right, we found a spot. We're gonna have Michelle put the sticker on.
If you ever get to Winslow, Arizona, check out the red flatbed Ford. Check out the red flatbed Ford and look for our sticker. If you find it, put it in the comments below.
I don't think I've talked much about the site here at Humalavi State Park, and it's different than what we expected. This is pretty much a desert environment. There's a couple trees, right here, but it's not wooded. It's incredibly open. In fact, this is almost what I would call big sky area. Now, one thing about this pull-through site that it's just the way it is. It's the way it is sometimes. But it put all of our utilities, so our electric and our water hookup over here, it put it on the living side of the Airstream. Luckily, our cord was just long enough to reach our electric cable. I had to use our little longer water hose that we use sometimes. I don't use this one real often. Oh, the autoformer. That's something new that we have. And I'm really, really fortunate. A good friend of ours, and they're Paul Moon from Moonscape. He had no longer had a use for it. It's heavy. It's a 50 amp. Their new motor coach is a 30 amp. So he asked us, there was a bunch of us there, content creators, and if anybody wanted it, and I said, I would really like to try that out. So we're testing out the autoformer and seeing. So far, I'm liking what it does. It's like a super duper surge protector and some other stuff in there. So the autoformer is really a nice piece of equipment to have, and I'm going to be very, very happy to try it out in our travels and as we go forward, and to kind of let you know what I think and how it's working out for us, and if it would be the right thing for you to have. It's something that it might, if you worry about the motors running in your Airstream or any other travel trailer, it might be something you might want to consider getting. We're not affiliates. I've got nothing, no skin in the game as far as promoting the Hughes autoformers or anything, but it's just something I've looked at for a long time. Again, we'll let you know. We'll let you know what we think about them.
It's Friday. Oh, so I'm wearing red. You know, I think Michelle's wearing red today too. It's Friday and we're packing up from Homolivy State Park in Winslow, Arizona. We're going to head north to a... actually, we're going to be doing some dry camping. I can't ever remember the name. I'll put it right here because I can't remember the name of the place we're going, but it's really someplace special just for one night. But we're still having issues with that fridge, with the propane fridge. So it worked better, it ignited better, and I've done a little more research, and it sounds like I'm going to have to replace the thermocouple, which on our model of fridge is also the igniter. So I'm going to have to get one of those. There's none on our journey at all until we get all the way up to Salt Lake City, like in about 5 days. So I've got to see if I can make this thing limp along. From the research I've done, I think if I clean it, maybe that might be part of the issue. There might be some residue. I'm also going to measure that gap and make sure it's okay. In fact, I got a little trick. I'll show you how to measure that gap to see if it's accurate. And anyway, hopefully that'll limp us through. In fact, I've even looked at ordering from Amazon and having it land at one of the parks we're going to be in a few days, and it'll get there the day we leave. And I've had experiences like that in the past where I actually don't get the merchandise, so I'm not willing to do that. But it's definitely a part that I'm going to order a couple of to make sure that we have one with us at all times and start building up that arsenal of parts that we have on hand to in case anything goes wrong like this. But I'm going to grab some tools and we're going to go through and disassemble this and clean it. I'm not going to show you the disassembly right now, but I will show you the cleaning of it and how I'm measuring that gap.
So there's our igniter and thermocouple. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove it so that I can clean it a little easier and then put it back in and then check that gap. So I think that might need to be cleaned up. I'm going to use a wire brush and get that cleaned up. I put my thumb in there or the camera can't focus on that.
So I have it cleaned and put back in there, and now I'm going to adjust the gap. And what I'm going to do, the easiest way to measure this is actually going to be with a drill bit. They recommend a 3/16 to a 1/4 inch gap. So I've got my 3/16 bit and a 1/4 inch bit right there. And I think I'm going to adjust it for the little larger gap. It looked really close to me when I was looking at it. And it may sound counterintuitive, but up a little higher, that flame is a little hotter up near the tip of that flame. So I think that might help alleviate this issue of the fridge shutting off. And again, we'll find out when we get to our next campground, which I'll put the name right here again because again, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I've heard it pronounced once, and I definitely can't remember what it is.
It's I don't know if you see that. That's the 3/16, and that gap is closer than this. That's almost touching. So again, we're going to adjust this so we've got that 1/4 inch gap. So there, I've got our gap adjusted. We're a little bit higher now than we were. Let's see if this ignites. Hey, Michelle, can you switch that to propane, please? Right in that. Let's zoom in a little bit. Look at that nice looking flame. It's getting nice and red hot, just like it should.
With that all adjusted, we're going to try that now and see if that works at our next campground. I don't remember that thermocouple getting that red hot before, so this may help it out quite a bit. Again, we're going to keep you guys informed. I'm still going to order a couple of those things. I can't hit one of the places we're going to be, one of the stops we're going to be on our way to Salt Lake City, or not to Salt Lake. Either I'm going to pick one up at a Camping World in Salt Lake City, or I'm just going to go ahead and order a couple from Amazon and have them delivered to Crater Lake, where we're going to be for 5 months. We had a comment once in one of our videos about how do we sanitize our water connection. And I don't know, I'm doing something I guess nobody else I've ever seen do. What I've got is I've got a mist bottle right here, and in it there's Everclear. Now Everclear is what, 190 proof alcohol or whatever. Anyway, it's the highest test alcohol you can get, and it's going to be food grade, food safe, right? You could drink this if you're bonkers, but you could drink this. And unlike other alcohols that are going to be poisonous, this is not. So what I do is I simply spray the connection with the Everclear to sanitize it all. That's what I do. Because sometimes you're never sure what people have been using those water faucets for at the fills. It may say potable water, but who knows what somebody actually used that fitting for.
This is probably the worst road we've ever been on as far as the bumps. It's a paved road, but it's the worst paved road I think we've ever been on.
Yeah, it's 15, and I believe we're still in Navajo land. Just really, really rough. I've got us between 35 and 45 miles an hour. I don't know what it's going to be like in the Airstream when we get parked and check it out. So hopefully all the walls are still in place.
The scenery is fantastic though. It is absolutely gorgeous out here. We're just going to take it slow because where we're going, we're only about an hour away now. We are going to be going into, I don't know if we're already, no. Yeah, we're already in a different time zone. The Navajo, they don't do, or they do daylight savings. So we've added an hour. It's an hour later here. But as long as we get there before dark, it's okay. We're going to a boondocking place.
Yeah, it's a campground. I'll put the name of it here. And so we'll actually have a campsite. First come, first serve. So we'll see how that goes for us.
So we'll see. I mean, hopefully all the reviews said that they don't fill up. It's going to be our spot for the night. Oh, that was bad.
So, but we'll show you.
We'll bring you along.
I roll the dice hoping you feel the same.
Today is Friday, and we are wearing our red shirts, as you can see. And that is to remember all of those who are deployed. And so, Red Shirt Friday. We have just arrived at our place we're staying tonight, and we are going to go, I'm going to take you with me to see what the camper looks like on the inside. We'll unlock it and let's go see what we have. We were on very rough roads today, and so I'm going to unlock the door here and turn it around, turn the camera around. No. Oh my goodness. Let's turn on a light. Yeah, I think things moved. Oh, my shoes are out in the middle of those were way over in the corner. We put a lot of stuff on our bed when we travel. Pretty much everything looks like it stayed on the bed, so that's good. But, yeah, things came out from underneath. So I'll have to be really careful when I open cupboards. Oh, yeah, let's see what's in the... We got toilet paper that fell out. Because the door opened, this came open. That's never, ever, ever happened to us. That has never happened.
the roads were pretty bad. So that came open. It doesn't look like it smashed anything. Boy. So yeah, when I open the fridge and the cupboards, I'll have to be really careful so things don't fall out. That started to slide open. We've never had those slide open. But doesn't look like anything's broken, so that's good news. And it's just going to be a mess to clean up. Hi there.
Hello. A little meta here. What are you finding?
Well, it's kind of a mess. Nothing's broken, but you know the I'm gonna just shut this off.
Yeah.
The glass mirrored cupboard above in the bathroom. You know how that's never opened when we've traveled? It was open today.
Wow.
Yeah, and the slidey doors open, so there's toilet paper on the floor and.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
All right.
I mean, nothing's broken. It's not any. I'll have to be careful when I open the fridge.
We'll see what's going on in there.
Well, I'm going to probably have to catch things.
Even with all of that, there is good news. I noticed that the fridge stayed cool. We are in the, I guess, unsafe club where we do drive now with the propane on the fridge. It's hot enough that I think it's kind of important. Again, I might do kind of a switch over where we could run the inverter and do that. I don't know, we'll see. But anyway, the fridge is cool and we have no LP warning. So maybe cleaning off and changing that gap for that thermocouple igniter did the trick. It's one of the things we do to ensure all of our spices travel nicely. We have these Pampered Chef cutting boards, these silicone cutting mats, I guess they are. And I've yet to find a substitute for these. These are getting pretty worn. I gotta find one that'll fit, looking for that exact size. We've got 2 of these in place. And then we have some pipe insulation right there that I've cut in half. So then that just slips right in there. You know, it comes pre-slit. So it's just a matter of slitting the other side. It's not complicated to do. So all of our spices travel just really nice. And I want to point out too, all of our knives, some people have questioned if our knife magnetic bar really works, and it absolutely does. That is our knives and how they traveled the whole way here.
Look what I just found.
Oh, look at that.
We lost a rivet.
Let's just see where that came from.
Yeah, that was a rough road.
Right there. That's it. So we'll either be replacing that here or at the next stop.
It's gonna be alright.
So this morning I woke up really early and there was a little light glowing on my corner of the bed, which I've never seen before. So I didn't know what the light was. And so I kind of looked down there and I could see that there was some kind of bug, assumed probably a spider. And so obviously I could not go back to sleep. So I got out of bed and waited till Jim got up. And when Jim got up, we looked. And it was a big black spider hanging there right by my side of the bed, of course. And so, of course, everything, the minute I tried to get it with the vacuum, it crawled behind the wall and into my closet. It just ran into the closet. And so, as must happen, everything must come out of the closet until the spider is found. So everything that was in my 2 sections of closet, the upper and the lower, all came out, and it was on this bag. When we cleaned everything out, And we looked all inside and vacuumed, and we couldn't find it anywhere. And then I noticed I moved this bag, and it was on the bag. And so I sucked it up right away, and it's out of here. You know, I never would have been able to sleep tonight if we couldn't find it. And today is a travel day, so this has added a lot of extra to our day, but it has been found, and I can sleep tonight. Yay.
So after our morning's excitement with the spider, and hey, Michelle, you left me to fend for myself. You abandoned me and left me with that spider. It could have attacked me. We don't know.
It wasn't on your side of the bed.
It could have come over.
Would you have? I can't win. Would you have rather me wake you up at 4 whatever time it was and say, get up, there's a spider?
No. No.
So you needed your sleep.
I needed my sleep very much. It was a travel day yesterday, and it's a travel day today. And a little bit stressed yesterday trying to get here and everything, but nothing too bad. Nothing too bad at all. But as long as we're into this, take advantage of the situation. In our closets, we've got these closet bars, and they're kind of a pain. I know they thought they were doing a good thing. Airstream thought they were doing a good thing by putting in these ribbed supports or things to keep the hangers from sliding back and forth, but they seem to really get in the way. So what I'm going to do is remove the rib cylinder that's there and see how our clothes ride on the ride today. We anticipate, since we're still in northern Arizona, that the roads are going to be rough. They tend to be a little rough here. And we'll see how it rides, but I think it'll make the closet a little more convenient to use. So I got out my drill, and we're going to take a couple screws out and get this fixed. So there, this is off, and we'll see how it works without it. So I've got the rod in there. It is a little loose, but I think it'll be okay. We'll see what goes on. I'm not convinced this did much in there anyway. One of the things I did to make this easier to take out is I did remove the door, and these hinges, as much as we don't like these hinges often in our Airstreams, they do have a quick release, which is kind of a pain when you don't want it to release, but when you do, makes it really easy. So now I'm going to snap the door back on, and then we'll get all the clothes hung back up in the closet.
And then we gotta get breakfast and get on the road.
Yes,
It's
we gotta move.
4-hour trip today, I think.
Yep, about 4.5 hours.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for doing that.
Oh, you're welcome.
We've had a nice overnight here at Canyon de Chelly in northern Arizona, and we're going to be on our way this morning from here to Moab, where we're going to be spending 3 days and hopefully get to go through Arches National Park. I had booked us here just one night as a really simple overnight on our way to Moab, but in retrospect, I really wish we would have stayed here longer. There's a lot of stuff to see in this area, and we are on Navajo land. By the way, if you do that, just know that they do observe daylight savings time, unlike the rest of Arizona, which does not observe daylight savings time. So the time is a little different here. We're an hour different than where we're going, where we came from in Arizona, and where we're going to in Utah. But where we are right now, we're actually in daylight savings time. So one of the things that's here, obviously, is the Canyon de Chelly, and it is, I guess, just an amazing sight to see. It's going to have to be something on a future visit that we take into this area. And for those of you that have been in this area, leave in the comments below what you think about the canyon. Now, I do want to show you something over here in the back of the Airstream. Sometimes things happen in just the right way, in just the right order. And last night with Michelle's spider experience, luckily, somehow one of our lights got bumped and was on. That's never happened before. But because that happened,
she was able to see the spider out of the corner of her eye, and we were able to get it. And then we actually took advantage of the situation to change out that closet and get rid of the rib rod. And we'll see when we get to Moab today. We'll have to do a report and see how that works out. But let me show you this light and actually what happened here. So it's right here. It's behind this access panel. And somehow this light was bumped and was on. And in the 28-foot Airstream, this is actually a compartment that's underneath the queen-size bed on the rear bed queen model. And so because that was on, she was able to see that glow up through the little spaces in all the trim and all the cabinetry. And then she, out of the corner of her eye, she saw that spider. So that was fortunate. We were able to take care of that situation because we don't want any spiders attacking Michelle. Now I've got to get the rest of the stuff together and we got to hit the road. So we're driving through Monument Valley on our way to, where are we going?
Moab.
Moab, that's right. On our way to Moab and ultimately to Crater Lake where there's snow.
Right.
But we're in
Not
this,
here.
Yeah, we're in this beautiful area right here. What do you think, Michelle?
Oh my gosh. It's just stunning. It's everywhere you look and every curve you turn, there's something else, and it's huge. Everything is huge.
It's a beautiful day. Absolutely beautiful sunshine
Blue
today.
skies. And
So we're going to try to make up. We pulled off this. This is before we get to Forrest Gump Point. And so we stop here because we know this was for sure, but we're going to try to stop at Forrest Gump Point as well. So the views just keep on coming. It is amazing. We drove up, what, half a mile? Probably half a mile.
And then there's another turnout. We're like, stop again.
So it's absolutely stunning, and it's a beautiful, beautiful day. And we've chose to stop at these turnouts before we get to what's known as Forrest Gump Point because
That might be where everybody goes. Friendly person. Because sometimes life gives you a box of chocolates.
you never know what you're going to get or if you're going to be able to stop.
Yeah.
So what are you doing?
I'm having a snack. Are you ready for a snack?
I am definitely ready for a snack.
What gorgeous views, though. And what a beautiful day.
These days are running slow. Sunsets and shores far from home. Headlights are shining on the sea. No place on earth I'd rather be.
So we've made it to Park Creek Campground in Moab, and we're just getting set up. Our site is really, really tight, so it's a matter of trying to figure out how we can fit everything in. We are down about 2.5 inches on the passenger side, so Michelle's getting the beach lane levelers over there, and then we're going to back up onto them. And I'm really happy to report all the way here to Moab, the fridge is still on LP. I think we've got the
propane side of the fridge fixed.
But we're still having issues with that fridge, with the propane fridge. So it worked better, it ignited better, and I've done a little more research, and it sounds like I'm going to have to replace the thermocouple, which on our model of fridge is also the igniter. So I'm going to have to get one of those. There's none on our journey at all until we get all the way up to Salt Lake City, like in about 5 days. So I've got to see if I can make this thing limp along. From the research I've done, I think if I clean it, maybe that might be part of the issue. There might be some residue. I'm also going to measure that gap and make sure it's okay.
So there, I've got our gap adjusted. We're a little bit higher now than we were. Let's see if this ignites. Hey, Michelle, can you switch that to propane, please? There, and that's right in that nice looking flame. It's getting nice and red hot, just like it should.
I don't remember that thermocouple getting that red hot before, so this may help it out quite a bit. Again, we're going to keep you guys informed.
This is our setup here, and not too awful. And it is actually one of the least expensive parks in Moab. And I'm just in the process of getting our new table set up and our Blackstone set up. So Michelle's been marinating steak all day. Pinchata, whatever it is. And so we're going to be frying that up tonight for dinner. And I think our neighbors are probably going to come in tomorrow. I don't see a reservation here for neighbors tonight, but who knows? Maybe by the time end of day tomorrow, we might have new neighbors. So here's that steak that's been marinating right there. We're going to cook that on the Blackstone. And well, let's see about the closet. Hey, Michelle.
Yeah.
Have you looked in the closet yet?
I haven't. So let's see. I think you're probably going to have to get over here and I'll open it.
Let's
Hopefully
see
it
what's
doesn't explode all over you.
going on.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Set?
Look at that. They all stayed. And you know what? I think they're more even because they can slide how they need to be instead of being locked into those little grooves.
Yeah, and I still hung them, one this way, one that way, one this way, one that way.
Right. I don't know if you can see that in the video. We've got one each way. It's kind of dark in there in the closet. Let me see if I open up. If I get a little more light in there, you can kind of see that maybe. And so we alternate the hangers, and that keeps everything secure. But you know what?
And that's so that they don't come off.
Right, so they don't hop off, when you're going down the road like that. I think that is something I'm going to want to do to my side of the closet, too.
Yeah, it was a lot easier putting them in, and I'm sure it'll be a lot easier taking them out.
So then that begs the question, are you happy now about the spider? Because if it weren't for the spider, we wouldn't have done this modification right away.
Yeah, well, I mean, all things work towards good. So, yes, this is good.
Okay, so you're glad you didn't burn down the Airstream.
I would have been willing to find that spider because there was no sleeping tonight if we didn't find it.
Right. All right, well, I think it's time to fire at the Blackstone and cook the supper.
Sounds good. I'm really hungry.
Pretty cool car. Did you see the headlights?
Yeah, they're just nuts.
What's really sobering about the Silver Spur Motel is that I'm older than that sign.
But you're younger than a lot of other things. Like we didn't get the 65 discount.
No, we did not get the 65-year-old senior discount here at
that.
Hole in the Rock. One thing we almost never have is ice cream, but it called to Michelle, which is really unusual. And what kind you got?
huckleberry. I've never heard of huckleberry ice cream. And so, yeah, I don't normally even, ice cream is not something that I enjoy usually, but I saw that and it right away my mouth was like, oh, I need to taste that. So I got a cup and Jim got a waffle.
I got Moose Tracks, which is kind of my go-to, but I got a question about the huckleberry. Mm-hmm. I thought I was your huckleberry. We're at the famous Hole in the Rock house in Moab.
We just took the tour and it's 5,000 square feet in a rock home. It's really interesting. These people were very, very eccentric.
Yes.
And, but it was really neat to see how they figured out how to live inside of a rock in very nice conditions.
Actually, yeah, it was made in the 1940s and 50s, so it really has that 1940s, 50s vibe as far as colors and different things. They painted a couple of the rooms in there. They don't allow cameras or photos in there, otherwise we would have taken you with us. But that's part of what makes it a roadside attraction. And to me, it's just fascinating. It's a whole different era when this was made. I mean, it kind of looks like a Fred Flintstone house. It is about 5,000 square feet of living space, carved out of rock. But can you imagine in today's world trying to get the permits, permission to make something like this? The red tape would be insane that you could go through. I just love roadside attractions like this and things that point to a more simpler time here in the United States.
And it was only $8.50 a person. It's not a huge long tour, but it was very worth the price. And they're keeping something around and existing that is unique. And we like that.
Unique and kitschy, very fun. But I think you were saying even after this ice cream, you want lunch.
Yeah. The ice cream was great, but now for real food.
Yummy.
Let's dig in.
All right, how are you doing today? Do you have your timed entry reservation?
I do.
Okay.
Do you need that as
that?
well? We're early.
Hi.
You're early. What'd you have it reserved for?
3.
But I figured it'd be good to...
I think I could let you guys slide.
Yeah, a little. We figured it. We might have to wait.
Hour. Good. Would you like a park map?
Yes.
I'll take anything you have.
Well, if you have any other questions, the visitor center's right up there. They'd be more than happy to help you, okay?
Excellent.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much, Eric. Appreciate it.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Enjoy your day here.
Thank you.
from Arches National Park.
Hello.
And it's obvious we made it into the park. It is crazy, crazy windy here. We got to keep holding on to our hats to make sure that nothing blows off. But what an absolutely spectacular national park this is. You know, I think of all the things that Teddy Roosevelt did, setting up our national park system is kind of the most genius thing ever that happened to preserve these lands for us and future generations. What a gift.
I am literally speechless. I don't even know what to say. You can even see the Grand Canyon from here.
I didn't know that. Where is that?
I think it's off on the right.
Off there somewhere?
Yeah.
Probably, I guess the Colorado River is right through here.
Yeah, the Colorado. The first place we stopped,
If you go to the south, north, take the primitive trail around, you can see both the north and the south at the same time.
Both of them at the same time?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, thank you. So we just got a great trip where we met some folks. Do you remember their names at all? I don't think we got their names.
I think they did say their names.
There's 3 guys. One was from
British Columbia, Georgia, and the first guy that we talked to
in
Pennsylvania.
Could have been. I can't remember. If you're seeing this video, leave it in the comment. I'm so sorry. I can't remember all the details and where you're all from, but quite frankly, we're pretty stunned by the gorgeousness, the beauty of this park. In fact, I'm going to get some. This is a really popular spot. Everybody's coming and filming themselves, but to kind of show you our view where we're looking at here. There we go. You can see all these people coming up. So we did get a timed entry. I had initially wanted first thing in the morning, but we got 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And we did show up a little bit early.
And they were fine. He said, as long as you're within the hour, usually it's fine. And we went into the visitor center and looked around first. So we didn't really hit the roads till 3 anyway. So that worked out, by the time you see the stuff inside. And but I can see why they do the timed entry. I think it would be overwhelmed with people if they didn't. And this way, everyone sort of gets a turn,
Yes. But where we are, definitely, I think in the afternoon, usually the light is coming and hitting, and of course that lights the rocks up really nice and makes the sky really nice and blue. In the morning, you could probably get a nice sunrise through here. I'm pretty sure you can get a moon shot through here. I should have to check that. I have an app that I can look through those things. So next time we're through Arches, I'm going to probably schedule a little more detailed photographic experience or videographic, maybe some time exposures here.
We knew we weren't going to have a ton of time here. We just sort of wanted to do this to obviously see what we can in a day and sort of reconnaissance so we know what to do next time.
Yeah. If you've never been somewhere, it's kind of good you get your initial impression of what it is. And then next time you come, you kind of know there are things that you really, really want to see.
Now, he just gave us a recommendation, so we're going to go hike
to go do that? I think that'd be a better morning thing than that.
Okay.
So, it's one of those things, it's 85 degrees out here right now, would you say? Nice and warm.
90.
Yeah, 85, 90. Dry, so we brought plenty of water with us. But we are, as you remember, we're heading to Oregon.
Yeah.
So we're soaking up the sun when we can because we're going to hit Crater Lake, where there was 9 feet of snow when we left Arizona.
Hopefully it's melting and melting so that there's less. Oh no, Jim.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, the wind is starting to blow my equipment and everything all around, so I'm going to go save it. It's crazy windy out here today. We're getting ready to go. We're leaving our Pack Creek campground in Moab and heading to BLM land near Green River, Utah. And we'll see. There's a few campsites that are there, so hopefully we'll be able to get a campsite in. But because we're going to be boondocking for a few days, I'm trying to get everything set up. We are dumping and flushing the tanks real good out here, and then I'll be refilling our fresh water supply as well. So we have water where we're going to be. How's it going in here?
I have everything done in here. Ready to hook up when you're ready.
All right. Hey, it's really windy out here. Have you been checking that at all?
Yeah, it's calling for 50-mile-an-hour gusts today.
Holy smokes.
We've never driven in that, so I hope we're not... it's supposed to hit here, like, later, so I hope we're out of here, and I hope we don't run into it. But...
Yeah, we'll be out of here within the hour pretty easily. We've just got a couple more things to pick up. And the one thing that's going to help us out, because we're going to a boondocking site, I filled up our fresh tank, so that puts a little more weight on the axles and on the bottom.
Okay.
So that'll help keep us a little more stable. Good tip from Rich and Cindy at Love's Oven.
Oh, yeah, okay.
All right. I'll let you know when I'm set. You got water and everything for us?
Yep, everything's ready to go.
Perfect.
In January 2025, we accepted summer work camping positions for the Crater Lake Natural History Association in Oregon. We had been wintering in southern Arizona desert, and Jim and I were excited to spend the summer in the green and beautiful Pacific Northwest. But we didn't realize Crater Lake still had over 9 feet of snow, and most of it would still be there on our scheduled May 19th arrival date. This video is the 6th of our series, From Desert to Snow. In this episode, we leave Moab, Utah, and travel a short 100 miles west to the South Temple Wash Campground on BLM land, located at the base of the stunning San Rafael Reef, a 75-mile-long rocky spine that reaches up to 1,000 feet high and forms the eastern edge of the San Rafael Swell. The campground had only 10 sites, and they were first come, first served. Needless to say, we planned on arriving early.
South Temple Wash Campground. There we are. Here's the sites.
There's plenty of sites.
I think so. Look at the people in the tents up there.
All right, so we just pull in and then decide where
Pick
we
which one we want. Which one you want?
So I don't know how they're way over there.
Because, I don't know, if they had a vehicle that took them there.
There's someone behind us, so.
Is there?
Yep. Just pulling in up and we can get out.
Oh, if I can turn around, there's sites over there. All right, let's wander around and see what we want to do.
Yeah. Campsites at the South Temple Wash are a mere $15 per night. But with our Senior America the Beautiful Pass, we paid just $7.50 per night. Quite a deal. No, we would not want to pull the Airstream. What an amazing backdrop, though.
And that's the smoother part.
We wanted to show you a little bit because it is like a washboard.
literally, right?
It. Yeah.
I mean, our Airstream would drag. That'd
Yes.
be our issue.
Yeah.
But there's some big fifth wheels back there, and I can't imagine dragging our camper across that road. It's
Yeah, I think a base camp would be fine going back into there, or a trade wind, something with the heavier tires and the
higher rise.
The lift kit on it. So maybe if we put a 3-inch lift kit on the Airstream, we could get away with that.
But I mean, the views are, if you're gonna boondock, wow. Utah, you got it going on.
Yeah, this is Goblin Valley State Park, if we haven't said it. We're not staying at the state park, but we're just up the road a bit at some BLM land, and which is stunning in itself. And anyway, this is an incredible, incredible place to be. So we're just a little ways into the hike, and not even to where the trail splits yet.
No.
But the scenery is spectacular here.
Yeah. The colors, all different shapes of rock. We get to be right down in the canyon, so it'll be interesting. We're going to some slots, supposedly, right?
I hope so, yeah. Yeah, we can't, we started too late, normal for us, to walk the whole, was it 8.5 mile about trail. So we're going to walk about a mile in and a mile out, and so we're going to go against the grain on the way out. But hopefully we can get to see those slots up the road just a little bit.
The trail is very well marked so far. It's very open. The beginning is kind of narrow, but then it opens up to a really nice path. It's very easy to walk.
All right, let's continue.
I wanna wander out of the valley where the river takes us far away from home. Time to ponder in the fields around me where there's nothing but the breeze and the great unknown.
What is this? What kind of rock is this? Do you have any idea? Looks like slate, but it's a pale green color.
This is so cool. Look at this.
Sunrise in our eyes, so sweet to be far from home. Our hands stretched out the window.
I just want to feel it. It looks really smooth. I mean, there's a lot of sand here, so I can see it's probably really oh, wow. It is super smooth. It feels like somebody's, like, polished it.
All we need is love in the shelter.
This has got to be the way, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Let's see. Hi. How are you? What's your name?
It's Cooper.
Hi, Cooper.
Hey, Cooper.
Did you do the whole trail?
Yeah, I did the whole trail.
Wow, what a good boy.
I think he's going to be very excited to see the car.
Yeah, good boy. Probably get some water, huh?
Yeah.
Careful. Well done.
Up and in. And further up.
in the shelter. All we need is love. All we need is love in the shelter. All we need is love. All we need
It looks like a dead end.
More scramble.
Somebody threw a bunch of rocks in our way.
Look at the color of the sky and all the rocks. It is absolutely stunning. Just amazing, beautiful here. You know, if you're a vlogger on YouTube, one of the things to consider when you go on hikes like this is you're going to be walking 3 or 4 times as far as anybody else, because you're going to leave the camera and walk away. Then you got to go back and get the camera and carry it and set it on up ahead too. Get your exercise in though.
Unbelievable.
It's looking pretty skinny up there.
Come with me. Oh my God. Okay, now I'm starting to get a little nervous.
We saw people coming out.
The walls are closing in on us. Do we not want to be in here in an earthquake?
No.
Sideways only. I told you. You gonna go in front of me and I'll get some of you? Can you get behind me?
about this.
There's nothing above. Nothing's going to fall on me, so I'm good. We were having lunch and I noticed this tree, and you see how its root kind of goes along, and it had to do what it had to do to survive. And it kind of reminds me of, was it Michael Crichton's book, Jurassic Park? I think he had a line in there about somehow life will do what it needs to do to survive.
Falls off the mountainside, and in these bones the glory of the earth sky burns bright in me till the day I die. And I will hold you in my heart. I will hold you in my heart, and I will keep you in my thoughts. The land of time forgot.
Make sure you bring a lot of water. Hydrate. On our travels here, we saw a lot of this that's behind me with the green layers, and I just don't know what that is. It's so interesting. We know what the red is and, you know, the purple, but I am going to look stuff up and see if we can figure out what that color is in the rocks. If you know what is causing that green color or whatever kind of stone that is, put it in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think it is, or if you have information for me on it.
Dance we did till the sun went down, and I will hold you in my heart, and I will keep you in my thoughts. The land that I forgot. I will hold you in my heart, and I will keep you in my thoughts. The land that time forgot. The land that time forgot.
So hey, have you checked the batteries today?
Oh, that's good. That's those WattCycle batteries. Yeah, let's look real quick on the app. And in fact, I'll use the BMS Meta app. You know, there's the two apps I can use. And let's see where we are on it. And we'll check Donald. We'll see what Donald is like. There it is, 64% power yet. What are we drawing right now? We're drawing about 65 watts with just a little bit of stuff we got going on. I guess the inverter's running right now so we can charge the laptop. But we've been here how long, Michelle? 2
This will be our second night.
Our second night. So tomorrow will be the third day here.
Yep.
And we have found out that the setup does not charge. When the alternator in the truck does not charge the lithiums at all when we're going down the road. So that's kind of important to know. So either we got to add solar or got to get a DC to DC charger, something like that. Really, really happy. We just have the two WattCycle batteries. In fact, if you didn't see the video where I took out our wet cells and put the WattCycles in, I'll put the link to the video up here, and I'll put a QR code like down here somewhere. But very simple install, very fair priced lithium batteries, and they're working really, really well.
Yeah. We've been really happy with them.
Yeah, really happy. It takes away all the stress of worrying about the batteries. In fact, I'm at the inverter right now, and the only thing really running on it is I'm charging up the laptop to do some video editing, because I ran it almost dead earlier today.
Yeah, so what are you cooking tonight?
Picanha. So it's a cut of beef that most people don't usually get. It comes in a big slab, and you have to cut your own steaks off. So I've cut us a couple really nice looking steaks here, and I got them salt and peppered up. I've got the pan. I'm getting it just smoking hot, the cast iron. We didn't set up the Blackstone out here. A little afraid of critters. There, you can see the smoke starting to come off it. Then I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil on it, and then some butter. We'll fry up and brown up the butter on there.
Sounds delicious.
Should be yummy.
They look amazing. I can't wait. I am so hungry after our day of hiking and rock climbing and adventure. So let's eat.
It's all in our hands, this life of time that's given to us all. It gathers round each night, each morn. We watch it pass and grow.
Good morning. So we've been a couple days at the South Temple Wash Campground, and it's moving day. It's time to go up near Salt Lake City. And there's something that I wanted to show you. Some of you may have an issue like we do with a Ford receiver on your truck. So follow me back here. I'll show you what's going on. So it's right here. And if your Ford receiver is like ours, there's a lot of play in it. And it just rattles around, and we find that gives us a lot of porpoising. So I got one of these brackets here, and then I'm putting in a, grade 5, grade 8, whatever the hardened steel is, washer right there. I don't know if you can see that. So that's in there, provide a bit of a shim. And then I have this in, and then we simply tighten these nuts up.
I wake up in the morning in this great blue state. Golden finger caress my face, slips through the window on a silky breeze. A dreamer's land to plant some seeds.
Life on the road never gets old, and this week's adventure is proof of that. After 4 months soaking up the sun in southern Arizona, we hit the road for Crater Lake, Oregon, a 1,900-mile trip that's just what we need to trade desert dust for Pacific Northwest vibes.
Every true potential, a bedrock belief, an elaborate plot to set this bird free.
It's our first time towing the Airstream up here, and it's already been a wild ride full of highs, lows, and everything in between. This journey's had some excitement and a few hiccups too. Our fridge gave us a scare early on, but thankfully, the propane side's holding strong for now. After a couple of nights dry camping at South Temple Wash, we're rolling toward Deer Creek State Park near Salt Lake City. There we'll swing by the Spirits of the Wasatch Distillery for a taste of local flavor, then tackle the not-so-glamorous stuff, dumping wastewater, topping off our fresh water, and charging our batteries to get ready for more off-grid adventures. Then, it's on to the snowy wonder of Crater Lake.
We stopped in Helper, Utah at a Maverick gas station. We needed to refuel and grab something for lunch on our way up to Deer Creek. And they had an option here I don't see very often, and that is pure gasoline, no ethanol at all. So I did that. We're starting to get a little bit of pre-ignition in the Ford. So I thought that might help it out a little bit. It's 88 octane, no ethanol. So maybe there's a little bit of gunk in there, help clean it out a little bit. But we had some leftover pizza, fathead pizza that I had made a couple nights earlier. And so that worked out just perfect for a nice lunch. So we're going to hit the road and keep making our way up. I'm going to get ourselves set up to travel. Launch RV Life. I've got our RV safe routes. We go back on to 6 to make our way up and kind of past Provo and up to where we're going.
Let's go.
And she says, let's go. Michelle is refilling our water, so we'll have fresh water for the trip.
Look.
It says it's 56 out there, Michelle.
Proceed to North Highway 6, then turn left.
Is that what she's doing?
She's got us on 6. Yeah.
Okay.
Follow me to my favorite tree. Well, I'm offering a steady hand. I could be your security. There's no guarantee on anything. And I'll take care of you along the way. My love, one day
I think that's our spot right there.
here with you in our treetop view. Well, it takes me to when I was young.
So we made it. Michelle's getting the beach lane levelers set up. And then I've launched the app. So we're down 1 3/4 inch, 1.5 on the driver's side. So we're going to back onto the levelers.
Okay, we're clear.
Parking brake off. Passenger side low, so I put it in neutral. I'm just going to ease off that brake just a hint. We go to 0 right there, just like that. In a parking brake on, and we're ready to decouple. And I'm going to look at our front to back. The front is high, 1.5 inches. So let me just lower that down. Level side to side, put the stabilizers down, get the electricity, water, and sewer line hooked up.
Our troubles behind.
We're at our site at Deer Park, State Park, I think it's called. And I'm putting things together on the inside, and I was just gonna go into the bathroom, and a little bit of stuff happened in here on this trip. Looks like the door handle the screw has come off. Now I did just find a screw. Nope, it's there. Right there. There's the screw. So we'll have to get that put back on. And then the door sort of came open. I also found 2 screws on the floor out here, one under the table. So we'll have to figure out what that goes to. And then I found one right by the door, and we figured out that goes to this right here. That came out, so, and this one's loose too, so we'll have to get that tightened up and find out where that other screw came out of. It's always a mystery. Always something to check on. When your house is moving down the road, it's gonna happen.
All right, I got the screwdriver. We'll put these screws back in. This is crazy. These came out. That one in, I see this one's loose too.
Yeah.
We'll check them all. That one's nice. That one's good. Okay. And you said there was the knob or the handle in the bathroom too?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Crazy. You said the screw is right there. There's the bolt right there. All right, let's get this in there. Easy enough. Let me just tighten this up.
Cool.
That's that.
Okay.
Like I always say, if there's anyone that's going to have a loose screw around, it's going to be you, because you have to deal with me.
The other one might be off those shelves.
I think those are off those little shelves we got in. We'll do those a different time.
Okay.
Yeah, we're here for 2 nights, so
okay.
We don't have to do everything right now.
Okay.
Because we got to take everything off those shelves.
Right. I just put everything on them. So.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thanks for letting me know. And it's time to get propane here near Salt Lake City. So, as usual, we're stopping in at Tractor Supply. They usually have ample propane and some of the best prices around. So I'm just going to go in and let them know we're here and we need our propane. We've reached our destination, the spirits of the Wasatch Distillery here in Salt Lake City, Utah. So you excited?
I am. They're supposed to have a really great gin, and but Salt Lake City, oh my goodness, talk about traffic. Crazy city traffic. I'm sure you can hear it in the background, but he had to like go into major city driving mode.
So yeah, I used the gas pedal pretty good.
Yeah.
On the truck.
Really glad we were not towing.
It would be crazy.
5-6 lanes of traffic. Crazy. So, but we made it. And now we get to go taste some good stuff.
All right.
All right.
Let's head on in.
Check 1, 2, let the beat break through. 3, 4, light up the floor. 5, 6, got a brand new mix. We're turning up now, yeah, this is it.
So you started this distillery.
Yes.
Why?
Well, actually, we bought this distillery. It was pre-existing. So
Okay.
It was founded in 2016. I got really into whiskey, and from there kind of fell down the YouTube rabbit hole of distilling.
Okay.
And thought it might be a fun idea to start a distillery after our kids went off to college. And then my wife found this one for sale, and it was like, oh, pretty good price. And we looked at it, and then a lot sooner than I expected, we owned a distillery.
Spin around like a hurricane. Feel the rush, let the music in. Up and down, let it spin around. Side to side, let your body slide.
The first, of course, is High West. They were the first distillery in Utah since Prohibition, and they were founded back in 2006. So since then, we had a little bit of a boom. There's about 25 distilleries in the state of Utah right now. So we just distilled our gin. Right now, we're left with kind of gin tea in the pot, because there's a lot of different ways you can make gin. Gin has a lot fewer rules than bourbon. You can kind of think of gin as the first flavored vodka. You can make gin at home if you want, legally, without distilling, by just doing a maceration process. So basically taking your botanicals and putting them into a vodka, letting them steep for a while like a tea, and then straining them off. And then the resulting liquid is legally gin.
So we locally source, I believe, almost all of them, if not all of them. I think there's one we might not.
Is that something special? I think juniper originates from like England, right?
I think so. I think that's where gin started, actually, is in England.
So we're on our last night in Utah, and it's beautiful. I mean, look, let me flip the camera around. You can see this. There it goes. We've got snow-capped mountains around us. You see off in the distance there. Absolutely stunning. Stunning lake and campground. But we're going to be in Crater Lake now in 3 days. We're on our way. And so I took a time, I pulled up their website to look at the cam, and well, let me flip this around so you can see. And you look at my phone. That's current conditions. So, Michelle, In-N-Out Burger. I want to show you this Crater Lake. This is the current webcam.
Well, there's less snow there than there was a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, it's not 9 feet. Was that 6 or 7? I think about 7 feet of snow.
But now that's where we're going to be working, right?
Right. That's the Steel Visitor Center.
That's not where the campground is.
Right. We're a little bit south of there, so we'll have to see what that's like.
Well, it has 3 days to get melted.
Right. It better get its act together.
Right.
Oregon, get your act together.
It's going to be different going from Arizona desert to snow. We said we were going to do 75 degrees. We were going to chase 75 degrees.
75. It has not worked out. It hasn't. Even when we were in Florida.
Yeah.
When we were in Florida, it wasn't 75.
Last winter, yeah.
Yeah.
But Arizona we had some beautiful, beautiful days.
Arizona was absolutely wonderful. Really liked it. First foray into Utah. These couple of days we've had.
Utah is stunning.
Yeah. What do we have? We ended up having, I think, 4 nights at 2 different places in Utah.
I think so.
Because we were here for 2 nights, and then we were at the South Temple Wash for 2 nights.
Yep, and then Moab.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we were there. So 6 nights in Utah coming through. And now I kind of looked at a map, and it kind of looked like we come about half the distance in the whole time. And so we've got 3 days.
We got a lot of ground to cover.
Yeah. So we're going to have some long travel days. So I'm going to get everything out here packed up.
Okay.
So that we're all ready to go in the morning. We'll leave. We'll try to get through Salt Lake City just after rush hour. And you looked that up. You said that was what, like after 9 o'clock. So I think if we leave here between 8:30 and 9 a.m., we should be good. So I think we'll do our protein shakes in the morning. So that's what we'll do.
I'm gonna get the dishes done and pick up in here, so it's easier to go in the morning.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right. Meet you back in here.
Okay.
Travel day. We're getting everything packed up. I've got our gray and black tanks dumped.
I'm in the process of filling the fresh water right now. Our next stop is going to be a dry camping spot. The weather's going to be spotty today. I checked, and there's possibility of rain along the way, so we're trying to get out of here early. It is a Saturday, so that'll help us with the Salt Lake City rush hour traffic. I don't think there'll be much, but the idea is to be out of here at 9 o'clock. It's about 20 minutes to 9 right now. We'll see how we do.
For all the history of the human race, we've been trying to figure out communication. From beating on a drum to painting up in a cave. Then the language came and we got these letters. Centuries tried to use them better, but now it's easy to overcomplicate. 26 letters in the alphabet, but when I look at you, I place my bet there. I could tell you all I need with just these 3. Yeah, I want to.
Jim and I have been living this full-time RV life for over 2 years now, chasing adventures in our Airstream. Our current 1,900-mile trip from Arizona desert all the way to snowy Crater Lake has been an amazing journey, with every stop feeling like a new story waiting to unfold.
I want to be with you for all my life.
Today, we are pulling out of Salt Lake City, headed for Sheldon Wildlife Refuge in Nevada for some dry camping. It is nearly a 9-hour drive, which breaks our 3-3-3 rule for safe travel. So we are making a pit stop at a little place called Welcome Station Campground to rest up before the next leg.
Yeah, I want to be with you for all my life. Yeah, I want to be with you till the day I die.
Continuing the trek to Crater Lake, Oregon, where it still looks like there's about 7 feet of snow. But we spent last night at Welcome Station RV Park. We got here, it was in the rain, so we really didn't go exploring and do much in there, and it's just a real quick overnight stop because we've got a nice 4.5-hour drive today, minimum, to get to our next stop, still in Nevada. But look at this. This is really nice of what they did. I noticed this taped on our door right here. They little muffins right here from them. So thank you for staying with us at Welcome Station RV Park. Enjoy these muffins of joy. And it's from the Pepper family. Really, really nice. We've only experienced one other thing like that in our travels, where we got it was little muffins. They're big muffins actually in the morning, and that was at a Harvest Host that we stayed at. But very nice little park. We're kind of nestled in the mountains. It is a blustery day today. It's in the low 50s this morning, maybe even the high 40s. There's a bit of traffic noise. There's a bit of a small highway that runs right by here, so we've had some traffic noise, but it didn't keep us up. It was a long travel day yesterday, and Michelle and I were both absolutely beat. Something that's been really different, though, in the last 2 days is greenery. We've been in desert conditions for so long, we forgot what it was like to be around freshly mowed grass and leafy trees. It's really interesting. You don't really realize how much you miss the green until you're not around it. But I think at Crater Lake, we're going to have plenty of that green, plus plenty of that white stuff on the ground as well. There is Wi-Fi here in this park. If you ever stop through, I notice a lot of people use this just as kind of a quick overnight stop, but very pretty park, very well maintained. But we're getting everything packed up right now, and we got to hit the road in Nevada. We've still got quite a ways to go to get to Crater Lake. This is the biggest push of this entire journey. Because of the headwinds and everything, we're using a little more gas than anticipated, and it's a long distance, and we're out in the boonies. So I decided to stop at the town of Denio to get some fuel. And Michelle looked it up,
Their population this year is 19. So what'd you find over there?
They have a little library, like, you know, the ones that are on a stand and then it's a box with a door on it.
Oh, so you can, like, free books or book exchange almost.
Yeah.
Neat.
I checked it out. There's a couple that sound interesting, but they're at the end of series. So, but I might have come up with a couple in series I might want to try.
Yeah. What a fun and unexpected oasis here. Would have never thought. It's pretty well equipped. And but we got a fifth wheel just pulled in behind us. Who'd have thunk? So we gotta go.
So we are just arriving at the Sheldon National Wildlife Refuge. We've never been here before. This is a whole completely new experience. We really didn't know what to expect. We thought because it's way out in the middle of nowhere in Nevada that there'd be hardly anyone here because it's a first come, first serve basis, right?
Yeah, it's BLM land.
BLM land. But there's two people in front of us pulled in, and there's a big motorhome that was coming in. I think they're coming here too. They were behind us. And we stopped at a little, like the last gas station before you come into this area, had a little restaurant and bar, and the gentleman there was saying that there's quite a few people here right now because it's an opal.
There's opal mines here. Did you know that?
Opal mines?
I had no idea.
No. So we're just moseying down this dirt road. It is a very nice dirt road. It's not rough or anything. Beautiful water ponds on either side of us, and hopefully we can get a spot when we get there. We'll see when we get there.
It's right off 140 in Nevada. And of course, we're on our way to Oregon, to Crater Lake. And zero service here whatsoever. Nothing as far as any kind of cell service. We do not have Starlink yet. Hopefully that's in our future fairly soon.
Someone passing us here.
Yep. That's the guy with the dog. So going back the other way.
Hopefully that doesn't mean there isn't any spaces.
Well, it may be. We stopped at one of the information centers and got some pamphlets that Michelle has. And we talked to a gentleman, I forget his name. I forget his dog's name also.
Was it Preston? Was his dog?
I think the dog's name was Preston.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice. He was asking me about my sweatshirt and asked me if we were from Ironwood area, and because he actually went to school up there. Interesting. But he just went back the other way, so maybe there's no spots, or maybe he was looking for something more secluded than what there is here.
Yeah.
But even then, like, here's a little turnout.
Yeah.
You could back right into there and just be right there.
Yeah, with him being a van and all self-contained, he'd be able to park anywhere.
Yeah. So we're starting to see some campers and some things up here on the left, because there is a designated area to be at on this. Was it Virgin Valley campground?
Yes, that's it, Virgin Valley.
There's a warm spring here, so you can go into the warm spring. We're probably not going to be doing that. Too chilly for me.
After a quarter of a mile, you will reach your destination. The destination will be on your left.
We found a slot, and we're down. It works out about 2.5 inches right now. It says 3, but I'm going to back up onto the levelers. I think it's what Michelle says she likes to do, and sort of back up onto those. Right, if I go back a little bit, it was at 2.25, 2.5 inches. So 4 inches is the max on these beach lane levelers, but can't wait to show you kind of the scenery and what's going on. I'm pretty sure this is a nice dark sky area.
So yeah, Michelle's getting those levelers going.
We are ready.
Okay, and to verify, I'm backing up on these, correct?
Correct.
Whatever road I'm taking, whatever dream I'm chasing, I wanna be with you. It don't matter how high, as long as you're by my side, I wanna be with you.
So this is quite the find of a campground, but the best thing that I had to report is that our LP fridge is still functioning. It looks like it was just a dirty sensor on it that just needed to be cleaned off or regapped. All that seems to have repaired the issue with our Dometic absorption fridge.
There's so much more this life has in store. Yeah, I wanna go with you wherever you go, wherever you go. It don't matter what the distance, it doesn't make a difference, you know.
This campground was initially built by the Civilian Conservation Corps, the CCC, which was, if my history is correct, if I remember correctly, was started by Franklin Roosevelt. One of his plans to help alleviate the Great Depression. So a number of the buildings here are from that era. It's pretty interesting. The hot spring that this is known for, or warm spring, is right here in front of me, and we're gonna go take a look at that. Now this is fascinating. There's a shower house here. It's kind of different, and I notice that the shower is running all the time. I believe it's being fed by this warm spring. Fairly rustic for sure.
Take me to the highest mountain, take me to the lowest valley. I wanna be with you. Cause there's something about when I'm with you that I don't wanna lose, I don't wanna lose. There's so much more this life has in store.
And the sign verifies it for me. Camping here is free on this wildlife refuge. Very nice, very nice. One of the things they do say is you have to pack everything in and pack everything out. That's pretty darn common, and we've done that before. Of course, you don't want to leave trash here or anything like that. It says that dogs must be on a leash. Now, one of the reasons dogs need to be on a leash is to curb your dog, right? To take care of any droppings. And unfortunately, as I was wandering around, I found one of those dog droppings. Really surprised me here. I know in campgrounds and RV parks we've been in, that's never an issue. People are always picking up after their pet. Very surprised to have that issue here.
I wanna go with you wherever you go, wherever you go.
We had no idea there were opal mines in this area. Who would have thought that? I guess anybody familiar with the area would think that. But there's opal mines available, a couple different signs here that you can go to. And this one, if you continue down this road, it says 8 miles down this road is an RV park with full hookups and laundry facility. So what a deal. You could come stay here for 2 weeks and go there for a few days, get your errands taken care of, and then probably check back in for an additional 2-week stay. Let me give you an idea of where we are in relationship to everything. I'm going to spin the camera around and it'll be pointed right at, we can do that, right there, right at the campground where we came from. And our Airstream Gemini is just right over there. You can't quite see it. Those trees and little building are right in the way. But pretty much right over there is where we are. Pretty surprising, everything that's here.
and obviously a well-known place for a number of people in the area or travelers coming through. We feel incredibly blessed to have found this. Oh, listen to that. Let me switch my hands around. I think someone's trying to contact me. Mobile 1. I think I hear Gemini Base calling.
Dinner will be ready in about 15 to 20 minutes.
Thank you very much. I will definitely be back for dinner.
Gemini Babe out.
Mobile 1 out. So we're going to head back to find some dinner. Let's make our way this way back to the campground.
It don't matter what the distance, it doesn't make a difference, you know.
This handicap dock was made by Boy Scout troop, and Michelle and I have a real special place in our hearts for Boy Scouts. Michelle was a Girl Scout and went all the way through to Explorer. She got the highest honors ever. I was a Boy Scout. I never made it past Tenderfoot. I guess that was just me. I think we moved a lot when I was growing up, as I remember. But our son made it all the way to Eagle Scout.
The one thing that's unchanging. Yeah, I wanna go with you, wherever you go, wherever you go. It don't matter what the distance, it doesn't make a difference, you know.
And dry camping here one night, piece of cake with those new lithium WattCycle batteries that I got installed before we left. They've been a total game changer for you. If you haven't gone to lithium yet, you need to do it. It totally removes any of that stress. We're going to run out of power. It's worked out really good. And every other spot, working on our way to Oregon, between the dry camping spots, we just made sure we were able to plug in and charge up those lithiums because we don't yet have solar yet on Gemini. I can totally smell that dinner that Michelle's cooking. I am so hungry.
'Cause I wanna go wherever you
Good morning. It's a beautiful day. Just made some coffee. Michelle's still asleep. Today is our day to head out. A little cool last night. The furnace ran a few times, but I get to about 50 degrees, so not too bad. We've got a little bit of overcast I see this way, but we're heading that way, and the skies are looking really clear. So kind of eager to make our last leg of this journey from southern Arizona all the way to Crater Lake. I think there's still 6 to 7 feet of snow at the park. That's what has been communicated to us by our liaison there. But the campground, the worker campground where we're going to be stationed, is snow free. So that is really good news. But I'm really anxious to get on the way. We've got about with a couple stops, probably about a 4.5 hour drive today. So not incredibly long, but long enough. I think we can be on the road pretty easily. By 10 o'clock this morning, we told them we'd arrive between 2 and 4. We're just about to head out and make our final destination. Where we're going. We got one stop along the way so we can get gasoline and all. And in fact, I checked the routing and I cannot route all the way there. Luckily, I put in a stop about halfway that is a gas station. So I've got us routed to there because we're an SOS signal only out here. Luckily, that RV Life app
has downloaded enough of the map that we can get out of here and to there securely. But I'm going to check on Michelle right now and see if she's got all of our waters and everything ready to go. How's it going in here?
Okay.
Got our waters set? Or just about to put them in?
Yeah, they're ready to go if you want to come get those.
Okay. I'll come around and get those, and I've got us navigated to the gas station, our first stop.
Oh, you got it to work?
Yes, I cannot navigate the entire way to Crater Lake, just to our first stop.
Okay,
so
that's all we need.
Yep, through SOS it'll do that. And you said you want to go look at that other campground?
Well, I just thought we're here. We might as well like scope it out.
Okay.
So we know for, future.
And, and we can let other people know too.
Right.
So what it's like.
Yeah, I mean, we should be able to just drive through it, right?
I think so. I mean, trailers bigger than ours was going down that road. It's about a 4.5 mile drive over there. And there's an opal mine there too.
Yeah, it'd be kind of cool to just, we could film it and then people can see what's there.
Sure. Sounds good.
Okay.
Left. Right. Brake. Four-way. Okay, we're good.
Going my way, babe?
I hope so.
We have so many different geologists that come out and they argue about like the different things that are found up there and like the years. Well, was it 15 million years? No, I think it was 20 million years. Like there's differences. Yeah. Everyone has their own like idea or theory of how it began. But I mean, you have opalized through here would be opalized wood.
Okay.
And then
we have
this would be like
petrified.
Is petrified wood.
Familiar with that? The wood turns into stone.
Yes. Same with the opal. So the silica goes and runs down and it runs down and then fills either cavities or replaces whatever was there completely into opal. People come from all over to come and dig because the rarity of the black opal with the red play of color in it. It's pretty rare. I think you're finding some in Indonesia now as well, but majority you find here, and Australia has some as well. That red play of color that's in there really is what brings people out. It's the rarest you can find in nature. So we got moss opal over there, and then we have the fluorescent opal. We have the only known claim in the world of this right here.
Oh my gosh.
Under black light, it fluoresces.
It is so cool.
This stuff here has to be protected from light. The longer that it's in light, it starts to lose its color and turn brown. Now, if I were to take, like, let's say this piece right here and break it in half, it would be bright green in the middle because it's never seen daylight.
What an amazing find.
Yeah.
No
I'm
idea.
so glad we did this. It was we went to go down the road. We thought it was only 4 miles and the sign said 8 miles. And we're like, well, we're in it now. So let's go see what we can find. And the road is pretty nice. I mean, it's a dirt road, but it's well maintained.
Yeah, towing the Airstream, I kept it to about 15 miles an hour. So it took us about a half an hour to get back here. It's going to take us a half an hour to get back out. So we added about an hour to our travel day. But,
what a great find. And we could bring you here. And it's beautiful out here.
It is. What an oasis. These are nice, level, and flat sites. Full hookup.
So you've got water, sewer, and electric, and they've got Wi-Fi through the whole park. They have Starlink, that then they have all the nodes up to spread the Wi-Fi throughout the entire park. And I think we have a visitor coming to greet us right now. He's on a mission.
They're just so friendly and nice, those cats. You guys don't have to be veterinarians, do you?
No.
Darn it.
You got a sick cat, or?
Well, he just has something a little bit funny with his eye.
Oh no. Hey, buddy.
Probably.
I think I'm getting snubbed.
Oh, that was just rude.
I got severely snubbed by the cat, but we got to get out of here because we still have a 4-hour drive to get to Crater Lake. Got us up to 16 miles an hour.
What do you think of this adventure?
It was worth going and seeing. Who would have thought that down, 8-10 miles down this windy gravel road, there was a campground like that, and no idea the opal mining in the area.
And we got a good start. We left our campsite right at 10, like we talked about, and we had told them we'd be arriving between 2 and 4.
2 and 4, sometime between 2 and 4. So it's about a 4-hour drive.
Once we get to 140, and then we have one stop for gas.
Schedule.
The background is just gorgeous.
Fascinating area. Smooth areas, big rocks.
And we thought we would be all alone out here at this, the boondocking part where we stayed, but there were a lot of people here. So this is a known place in this area. It is not an unknown. If you ever get out this way, you should come see this area and stay at one of these places that we visited. For sure. So this looks a lot different than Arizona.
Wow, it's like we crossed through a wall and there was trees. It was crazy.
We crossed through a mountain.
Yeah.
we came up and over and down a big mountain.
– 17 miles left. Got a train. Michelle's reading her book. What's the book you're reading again, Michelle?
Most Agreeable Murder.
Most Agreeable Murder. See how long this train is.
Take me where your river flows. I wanna drive on your open road like the wilderness where we are born singing whoa.
After a quarter of a mile you will reach your destination. The destination will be on your right.
And we're set up in our location near Crater Lake, and we're very fortunate. The campground has no snow. The snow all melted in the campground a while back, although there still is about 6 or 7 feet of snow at the national park. We're going to be going there in a couple of days to kind of check that out and see what's going on. Maybe Michelle and I will have a snowball fight. We'll see. What are you doing?
Well, we have been traveling for the last couple of weeks, right? We left Arizona, and we went into Utah and then across Nevada and then up into Oregon. And so we have to put those 3 on.
But after this long of a trip, check out our road grime. Gemini is seriously going to need a bath.
You and me, let's fly away somewhere past the Milky Way. Maybe we'll return someday. Don't wake me up, don't wake me up.
So we are outside the visitor center here at Crater Lake. This is our first trip up here, and we came up here for a couple of reasons, but check out this snow. So this is pretty much the view we've been looking at from that webcam at Crater Lake.
It's right up there.
Yeah.
In the window.
And but this is actually the visitor center here where we're going to be doing part of our work here at Crater Lake. I'd say that's 8 feet of snow.
It's taller than we are.
Yeah. Yeah, it's quite a bit of snow, but what an absolutely gorgeous day.
Don't wake me up till we are home.
I mean, we're from Michigan, but we don't get snow like this. And this is May, end of May.
It's the end of May. It's almost June.